Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we'll be taking a look at a skill guide on how to level up weapon maintenance from level 0 all the way up to the elite level, level 51. First off, let's go over what weapon maintenance entails so you can see whether or not this skill is worth it for you. Weapon maintenance is the skill related to using the repair tool in the hideout. With the recent additions of weapon misfires and accuracy penalties, weapon durability has become a much more important statistic than in previous wipes, so keeping your weapon as high of a durability as possible is important for combat to go as smoothly as possible. This is where the repair feature comes in, and wherein weapon maintenance is directly tied to it. On top of providing a reduction to the probability of wear during a repair, up to 60% at max level, you also get the bonus that firing a weapon does up to 50% less wear on a weapon at the elite level, meaning that you can fire a weapon almost twice as much before you suffer the same wear penalties compared to someone who is at level 0 in weapon maintenance. Which brings us to the elite perk of weapon maintenance, perfect repairs. That means that on top of having a 50% reduction to gun durability when firing, whenever you do decide to repair your weapon, you are guaranteed a perfect repair, which is an amazing perk to have, and it only becomes more beneficial with the more expensive a gun that you're using is. Now that we've covered what having skill points into weapon maintenance does for you, let's go over how to get those skill points. To increase your skill in weapon maintenance, you have to repair weapons. Pretty simple, but this might turn a lot of people off as repairing weapons costs money, as well as the fact that weapons only need repaired after they are used, so going in and out of raid repairing your weapons as you go may be tedious. But using the methods I lay out here, both of these issues are alleviated. See, the weapons repaired don't have to be your weapons, they just need to be in need of a repair. And what weapons are super scuffed and almost constantly in need of repairs to be usable? That's right, scav weapons. Scav weapons are almost always in need of repair, and because of how common they are due to both AI scavs and player scavs, you're never going to be at a shortage, and because of this, depending on how picky you are, you can actually go from level 0 to 51 within a day or two and actually spend 0 rubles if not make money in the process. There are a few weapons that sit at certain price points that I'd recommend for this process. Go to the flea market and look for these weapons at these price points. The ADAR 215 for 22,000 rubles or less, the SA58 for 35,000 rubles or less, the MP133 shotgun for 11,000 rubles or less, the VPO136 for 9,000 rubles or less, the PP9101 Keter for 20,000 rubles or less, the STM9 for 25,000 rubles or less, the Saiga 9 for 7,000 rubles or less, and the Vepr Hunter for 12,500 rubles or less. Me personally, I added these weapons to my wish list so that I could look at them anytime I wanted to with ease. For me, I kept pretty strict to these guidelines and was able to go from level 0 to elite level in 3 or 4 days, only doing it between raids or when I was organizing my stash, and never losing more than about 50,000 rubles if I started to buy above those figures. Most of the time I actually came out with more money than I started with. So now we've come to the entire method. First, buy the weapons off the flea market for whatever price you feel is appropriate. Then, right-click each weapon and select Repair and Repair through Prapor. Once you have done this with all of your weapons, select Mechanic and vendor weapons whole to him. If none of them are in good enough condition to sell to him, you can vendor directly to Fence if you want to save time but spend more money. The most cost-effective way around this is to disassemble each weapon that cannot be sold to Mechanic and sell every mod to Mechanic, and then sell the disassembled weapon to Fence. This is the route that I went down, and while tedious, yes, it allowed me to easily get this skill elite without having to waste any rubles in the process. Another tip if you intend on doing this is to look for some weapons that have mods installed on the weapon that the seller didn't bother to take off. Some common examples are the P1X42 red dot on ADARs that vendor for 6,160 rubles, the Dovetail EKP on Vepr Hunters that vendor for 5,237 rubles, flashlights that come on MP133 shotguns which range anywhere from about 5,000 to 8,000 rubles, and the Klesh flashlight on STM9s which vendor for 6,383 rubles. You can use this as a bump to your guidelines to purchase more expensive listings or snag these for an extra buck in your pocket. You'd be surprised how often people leave these on weapons at little to no extra cost. And that is how you can power level weapon maintenance from 0 to elite as quickly and easily as possible. If you enjoyed the content, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching and good luck in your raids.